first of a westerly wind after a long easterly one, there are sometimes 200 or 300 ships turning to windward in and sailing out of that harbour in one tide. The sight of so many ships passing and crossing each other in so little time and room by their dexterous management is said to have made a travelling French gentleman of rank to hold up his hands and exclaim that it was there France was conquered. The entrance into the harbour being very narrow, with dangerous rocks on one side and a steep sandbank on the other, with a hard shoal bar across, where the waves of the sea run frequently very high. The hard shoal bar across.
50. Okay. There's this sandbank, which is the Herd Sands then, and there's this ship, and there's Nicholas Fairless, and he's up in the, the law house, and that's it. We've got to get somebody to go out there and rescue them men. We've got to save that cargo, there's all this flotsam around. And the fight when I say, we are not bloody going out there in that sea, no way. And the Cobles, they are not going to go out. What we're going to do is, so they decide they're going to have this competition, to get this lifeboat going. And then they're thinking, we can invent something, the boat builders, I think, well, we can invent something and we can make money from it. We can capitalise on this. Of course, that's what Great Dead did. He had boats up and down the coast,
Why do you think it happened up here more than anywhere else?
Well, it's South Shields, isn't it? This is where the brains are. This is where it all happens. Talent. There's so much talent in the north here, it's ridiculous. Built up right,
very much exploring.
It's about 30 feet or more.
Huge thing.
Just stand that down. Relax. That wood's the apron. The stem, which we laminate now. In days gone by, it would be got out of a solid piece of wood or a natural crook, the bend of the tree. So now we laminate it with modern resins, glues.
Had also tried to persuade the Admiralty that they should carry lifeboats on board ships, which was a very novel suggestion for the time. And we believe this model represents one of those little shipboard lifeboats, which were 25 footers.
What's sort of special about it to you, Bob, as a model maker, sort of what?
Well, I know what's involved in building a model that small and of that particular timber, boxwood, and that is beautiful.
This is a recorder made out of boxwood. There's a very long tradition of making recorders out of boxwood because it's got remarkable properties of constancy. It doesn't shrink or expand, and therefore the pitch remains the same.
We've cheated here, you see. What we've done, we've turned it into a proper self-writer, so that when it goes upside down, it does.
My grandson was looking out the window through the glasses, and I said, "Isn't that the lifeboat going out?" So he looked at it and he watched it going out, and then he says, "Grandma, they're picking someone up." Of course, I thought he was joking, you see. But we found out the next day in the Gazette that it was a surfer had been in difficulties. Goes out a lot of times to different things. The pilots used to go out for the rescues, and their wives used to organise, I don't know, it might have been just cups of teas in their houses, which they charged for. And to buy equipment, it was always to buy equipment for the men, for the boats. That has gone on till we got organised and these ladies' committees were formed. Never known them refuse a lifeboat. It is one of the favourite charities.
Coast Guard got a call from a guy on the beach at South Shields. He's been watching his friend sailing his surfboard, and he'd gone out, he was about a mile, he was almost beyond seeing, and he was waving, so he wasn't too happy. How much time has passed since the guy was first seen to be waving? How long did it take so-and-so to get up the beach? Speak back to the Coast Guard and tell them, ask them to page a variable system, whether they want the big boat or the little boat. And so they press pages, and there should be about 17 pages go off.
That's just a test, but it goes on much longer than that. We have an offshore lifeboat, which is a 52-foot Arran, and we have an inshore lifeboat, which is a D-class, similar to the Blue Peter boats that you've seen so much of on television. They're all volunteers. The mechanic is a full-time man. The mechanic's here every day, and he runs the engines every day, and he checks the equipment, not all of it, but on a weekly basis he will go through all the gear on the boat.
Basic switches for extractor fans, for the engine rooms, for the tiller flat. Yeah, there's two engines. Oh, that is the kettle.
That is the kettle.
If the kettle doesn't work, we don't go to sea. It could take you a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes to walk from, in bad weather, to walk from the aft end of the wheelhouse to the fore end. Just taking each wave as it comes.